For almost a year, something strange was happening inside the sneaker world. Federal agents were showing up everywhere.
12 people face federal charges now, accused of stealing more than $2 million in Nike products from the company's North American Logistics Center right here in Memphis.
Federal prosecutors say this went on for at least 4 years, totaling nearly $2 million.
It was the other co-owner of Cool Kicks that was taken into custody by LAPD,
including 40-year-old Keith Cannon, who owned Valid Kicks.
Project Blitz, Cool Kicks, warehouses filled with thousands of sneakers, search warrants, evidence boxes, and phones being held outside storefronts trying to figure out what was happening. But nobody seemed to know the answer. There were plenty of rumors about counterfeit sneakers, money laundering, tax fraud, stuff like that. But law enforcement and the government stayed completely silent. No interviews, no detailed press conferences, just a series of raids that at the time seemed to be a little bit unrelated. That's how it looked from the outside looking in. While the sneaker community was trying to guess what happened, federal investigators were allegedly putting together a case that had been going for years. And according to a federal indictment that just got released this month, I think we have answers to everything we need to know.
Over some fucking shoes, man. This is crazy, bruh.
The story didn't begin with Cool Kicks or Project Blitz or even California. It all began in a warehouse that was nearly 2,000 miles away. Nike's North American Logistics Center that was located in Memphis, Tennessee. Every single day, this building moves thousands of Nike products across the United States. If you've ever bought a pair of Jordans or Nike Dunks or anything of that nature, there's a good chance that it goes through this warehouse first. This is essentially the beating heart of Nike's entire supply chain. Products arrive in this warehouse from around the world.
Memphis.
They get sorted, packed, labeled, loaded into trucks, and then shipped to retailers across the country, like Foot Locker or Champs or wherever you buy your shoes from. And on paper, it's one of the most efficient logistics systems in the entire world. Every package has a barcode, every carton has a destination, and every movement is seemingly tracked. And every shipment has one small detail that tells the entire system where to go, and that's a shipping label. And according to federal prosecutors, that tiny piece of paper would allegedly become the key to one of the biggest sneaker theft conspiracies in recent history. And the more investigators looked into this case, the more they realized that it wasn't just a traditional cargo theft. Nobody was cutting locks or hijacking the trucks or breaking into the warehouse in the middle of the night.
They hit their ass from the inside, nigga. That's actually, I ain't gonna say smart because you got caught, so it ain't smart. But if I'm working at Nike at a warehouse and I'm like, hey, nigga, shoes are being resold for this much right now. This one shoes was being sold for $1,200, $700, $2,500. Hey, look, I'm y'all plug, nigga. I got you. These shoes right here, I could put this on here for XYZ amount of money. I could put y'all shipping label on here because I'm in charge of making sure I'm the last nigga that see these boxes before they go on the goddamn truck. Nigga, fuck with me, nigga. Cut me in this much. Nigga, pay me this much a month. Or nigga, I'll send these to you every time these come out. You making some good money. Now, I want to figure out how did they find out who it was and what was the play of. Let's watch.
Operation allegedly relied on something a lot more simple, and that was the shipping process itself. Imagine you go online and order a pair of Jordans from Nike or the website. The order gets processed, Nike packs the shipment, and a shipping label is printed. And that label tells UPS exactly where the package belongs, as long as the label is correct. Now imagine somebody quietly replaces that label before the package ever leaves the building. The box is still scanned, and it still gets loaded into the truck, and UPS delivers it. But the only difference is the destination. And according to the indictment, this is what investigators believe exactly happened. So whenever there's a hype Jordan release, like let's just say, for example, the Jordan 4 Brick by Bricks, somebody in the warehouse would locate what boxes were filled with these sneakers that were going to be shipped out to Foot Locker or Champs or wherever. And when loading these up onto the UPS trucks to be shipped out to these stores, somebody would slap a label over the top of the one that was already on there. And
What? Okay, so my thing, okay, let me see what he said right here.
this new UPS label would then ship it to a different location that wasn't the intended store. And this was addresses that investigators say had already been chosen by members of this conspiracy. And from that point on, the package would follow the new label. But changing the label was only half the job. And that's because a shipping label sitting on somebody's desk in Los Angeles can't move a single package inside the warehouse in Memphis. So somebody had to sneak those labels inside.
Yeah, okay, cool. My question was simply, if you redirecting this package and it was meant to go, let's say Minnesota, right, to Champs Foot Locker, when that motherfucking box don't come, isn't that you gonna get complaints? And if you got so many of those complaints coming in, and you're like, hold on, all these boxes, we know we shipping them. We know the label was printed. Or is the label not even printed? Now see, wait a minute now. It got to be in a system if it's being boxed already. It's being made for this store in Minnesota. Nigga, we sending 12 pairs over there. Boom, boom, boom. 20 pairs, 100 pairs. And then right before it goes out where the shipping label supposed to go on, I slap on LA. Boom. And now I'm in Minnesota and I'm like, hey, nigga, the drop is this Saturday. I still ain't got my shoes. Where they at? And if this is a consistent thing you're doing, that means it's a lot of different shoe stores complaining. And that's going to raise some red flags, and that's going to make shit hot. So it sounds like whoever was doing this shit got fucking greedy. And you made this shit hot, nigga. And that's what put the feds on the radar. You made it, I'm going to complain, bitch, if I don't get my shoes, nigga. Yeah, the new nigga got it, the nigga that you doing a play for, he got the boxes, but bitch, where my shoes at? You niggas is crazy. This is kind of stupid when you think about it. I said it was smart. It's stupid.
And according to federal prosecutors, this is where it became an inside job at the Nike warehouse. And court documents allege that one of these organizers was Roy Harvey Jr. And he is seen to be one of the masterminds behind this whole operation. And like a year ago when Project Blitz got raided, it was because of Roy Harvey Jr. He had been seen delivering or using some of these packages around the Project Blitz warehouse, and that's what got him raided. But according to this indictment, investigators allege that he created these shipping labels and arranged the delivery locations and coordinated where those redirected shipments would ultimately end up.
And this is AD boy right here. This the one he said was his boy. AD, your boy, he's a con artist. He's a scammer. He's a snitch. He's setting up these labels for people to get arrested, man. God damn it.
Because Harvey wasn't a Nike employee and he couldn't just walk into the warehouse. According to the prosecutors, somebody else on the inside was handling how the labels got on the packages. And the indictment identifies a man named Michael Perkins. He was a floor manager inside Nike's Memphis logistics center. And Perkins allegedly would smuggle these shipping labels inside of the Nike warehouse where he would give them to other Nike employees. And prosecutors allege that these employees would place the labels onto specific cartons before they entered Nike's normal shipping process. And like I previously said, nothing on these packages looked abnormal. The packages continued out of the warehouse just like they would on any other day. And that's what made this operation so hard to detect. And this wasn't something that happened just once or twice. Courts allege that between 2022 and 2024, 1,860 fraudulent shipping labels tied to Roy Harvey Jr. was operated successfully through this whole process.
God damn. 1,800 packages, nigga? Y'all making the spot hot than a bitch. Y'all didn't think the spot was gonna get hot running this play? You don't think that motherfuckers is finna start calling in, bitch, I didn't get these drops? I'm about to have a line in my store and I gotta tell these people, nigga, hey, we ain't got the shoes. See, y'all didn't think it through all the way. You got to dibble and dabble. See, they got too comfortable, y'all. They got too comfortable, and they felt like, fuck it, we can run this play every week. You got too comfortable, man. That's one of them plays where we just got to hit like every blue moon, nigga. I can't do this shit consistent. Every blue moon we hit. Because that's normal, right? That a package get lost, every blue moon. But when your package is getting lost every week, every day, like, hold on, something ain't, the math ain't mapping, man. We losing too many boxes too. And I know for sure they're being made and produced in our warehouse. We know for sure. So how the fuck are we consistently getting hit for these motherfuckers? And that's what happened. 4 years, y'all went too hard. Karma came back and got all y'all niggas.
And just to mention, this isn't 1,800 pairs, this is 1,860 boxes that are filled with multiple pairs. Whenever a shoe comes out, sometimes a sneaker reseller will have an entire full-size run. They'll have hundreds or 200, 300 pairs of a shoe that's like just came out. Or also in the sneaker world, there's like early pairs. You'll see people have multiple pairs of shoes before they come out, like months before they come out. But what happened after the shoes left Memphis was almost a little more surprising. And investigators didn't follow the shipping labels, they followed the shoes. And that's where this story takes kind of an unexpected turn. And you have to remember, all of this is happening in private. This was before they decided to raid anybody or make any sort of like public thing about this. So by this point, investigators believed that they understood how the shoes were leaving the warehouse. But that only answered half of the mystery, because stolen inventory doesn't just disappear. Somebody has to receive it, somebody has to pay for it, and eventually somebody has to sell it. So investigators started following these sneakers and shipments. Now, according to these court documents and stuff, it doesn't really say how they were able to identify this. Some people say that they put trackers like inside the shoes or inside the boxes. Some people said that they like went over their inventory lists, or I don't know how they did it. I wish I had this answer because that'd probably make this video a little bit more interesting, but I don't know how they tracked down these shoes from the Memphis warehouse to what I'm about to say. So instead of these boxes of sneakers showing up at retailers like Champs, Foot Locker, maybe a Nike store, these boxes of hundreds of pairs of Jordans would go into an undisclosed location, and they would essentially just be dropped off by UPS.
Like where? Like a vacant house? Where? Like where, nigga? Where would they drop them off? Because if it's coming to California, where y'all sending to in LA? And then they like, all right, we know it's going out here. Boom. Now who getting these motherfuckers? And y'all know this the feds, man. So the feds, they like to sit on shit. They'll build a case. They'll take 5 years, 6 years. They'll let you think you getting away with this shit too. They building. They putting all the pieces together so when they crack down, they gonna crack down with the hand of God. They gonna strike. And they gonna take everybody down, the whole operation. And these niggas probably got too fucking comfortable. Man, listen, that shoe game, it was like niggas just like, something ain't right, bro. You niggas is too arrogant. It was at a point where these shoe reseller niggas was starting to get too arrogant, bro. And then y'all started playing with people, man. Y'all was charging unreal prices, nigga. $1,700, we got it. So now you flexing that you got the shoes early. And y'all selling them for a stupid amount. And then y'all even making, y'all know Cool Kicks, they went to make a YouTube channel. And that's where they fucked up. Y'all made a YouTube channel, y'all started booming. Whole time y'all selling fucking stolen shoes. And they just building this motherfucker. They probably send y'all niggas up. Hey, send these to them niggas. Let's see if they sell these on their YouTube. Send these specific shoes. We gonna act like it's supposed to go here. Let's see if they sell them on YouTube. Now they got them on YouTube. Hey, we the first ones that had these. Hey, you can get these right now, man, $1,700. Boom, boom, boom. Like, y'all literally displaying that y'all got the stolen shoes. That's crazy.
So after these shoes were being unpacked, they were being sold at sneaker conventions, sneaker stores, and other sneaker websites. And some of these pairs were just placed into a warehouse or the backs of stores to be sold in eventually. And like I said previously, if you have some of these shoes that don't release for 4 months and you have like 100 or 200 pairs, that looks really suspicious. So in some cases, they would just keep these shoes until like a week or two after they released and they were hot and everybody wanted them, and then they'd begin like flipping them. So I'm assuming that's where some of these shoes would end up in like warehouses and stuff. But investigators started looking into resale businesses, and the further they followed these shipments, the more these certain names kept popping up. One of them being Chicago Emporium, which is a large Chicago resale business. Another one being Whorehead Investments. And then there was one name that stood out above all the others. And that name was Cool Kicks. And if you've been around sneaker culture for like the past decade, you know who Cool Kicks is. Cool Kicks wasn't a small reseller operating out of like a storage unit. It was one of the biggest sneaker stores in America. NBA players, rappers, celebrities, all these people bought shoes from there in Los Angeles. And their videos reached millions of people on the daily. And for a lot of sneakerheads, Cool Kicks represented the top of the resale world. They were definitely one of the most popular sneaker resale stores and YouTube channels in this entire business.
For sure, for sure. Booming out here in LA. They for sure was booming out here in LA. On Melrose, they opened up the store with the apparel store down the street, selling the shirts and, you know, They said, fuck it, while our shoe shit going so crazy, we gonna open up the apparel store. Then he even went, I remember we called on Community. He opened up like a club. I never went to that shit though, but what was it? It was something, was it a sushi spot? Right down the street from Cool Kicks he opened up to. They was going crazy. They was buying up the block. They was buying up the block. I ain't gonna say they, because I see when this case cracked down, they disassociate themselves from the nigga, from one of the owners. Hey, that wasn't us, that was him. So I ain't gonna say they. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that back. Allegedly.
A lot of people think that it's just a deal that owns it, the guy that's mainly on the face of the channel. But there's another man named Barakat Abraham, and he also goes by BK. But in these legal documents, he is accused of playing a role in the early stages of this conspiracy. The prosecutors allege that between July 2021 and May 2022, Roy Harvey, which is the mastermind of this, he received 149 shipping labels that were associated with the Cool Kick store. And that allegation matters because those labels were allegedly used before Harvey began creating labels through his own company, which was RHJ Global, which in other words, prosecutors believe that this whole scheme was evolving over time. It didn't begin as like this huge, massive like operation. It started with just like a few people. And when the money entered the picture, things get more serious. But according to the indictment, between April and November 2023, Cool Kicks allegedly sent approximately $127,000 to a man named Keith Cannon, who was also mentioned in these documents for this whole scheme. On top of that, they had allegedly sent another $88,275 to Roy Harvey Jr., who was the mastermind. But
all right, look, I know what happened, bro. I could break this shit down in 2 seconds, man, based off that information. It's simple. It's nigga shit. It's simple nigga shit. Just think about if you got a plug, you out here, you know this nigga, hey, nigga, this is what's hot out here right now, the shoe resale game. I know some shoe resale niggas, and guess what? My cousin over in Memphis, he work inside the Nike warehouse. I'm gonna holler at my cousin, hey, nigga, I got a plug for us, nigga. You think you can make this happen? If I holler at these shoe niggas out here, could you give me some shoes? And how many could you get me? Could you redirect them out this way? Yeah, cuz, I can make that happen. Matter of fact, my boy, he the one that do the woot. Okay, talk to him, let me know what's going, boom, boom, boom. And y'all know how this shit go, nigga shit. They put it all together. Boom. So now the inside, all the players that be, hey, nigga, we can make an extra couple thousand a week. They don't give a fuck. These ain't my shoes. I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers are probably only paying me $15 an hour. We can make a couple extra. What? How much extra you talking about, my nigga? Like, shit, I could get you like $5,000 a week, $5,000 extra. What? What we gotta do? Shit, so that's how fast that shit work when you talk to a nigga who making $15 an hour and you tell me I can get you $5,000 more. All right, cool. So now we got a little operation. Boom, we getting up out of there. Nothing too crazy. But over time, we start getting cocky with it. That money, now we start upping our lifestyle. We start living like we niggas that's getting this paper legally. So now our lifestyle done bumped up. We probably going to the club, popping bottles. We probably buying designer now. We probably doing this. So now it's like you want more of that. It becomes addictive. It's like when PPP came to the ghetto during quarantine. Everybody started seeing $30,000, $20,000 for the first time in their life in one large lump sum, and they became thirsty. They need more of it, bro. They became thirsty. But see where they fucked up at, what I just saw right here, the nigga went and created a company based on what you doing illegal shit, and you done got so cocky that you made a company out of it. Global, nigga, wait, what? No, you an idiot. You an idiot. You done made a company shipping out these shoes that ain't supposed to go to these places. Oh, yeah. You want to get caught, nigga.
Before we jump to conclusions, those numbers don't prove any guilt. Some people say that Cool Kicks was just buying shoes from this person and they didn't know that they were stolen from Nike. And I'll leave it up to you guys and your own research to figure that out. But when reading the legal documents, there was some more evidence that kind of stood out. In September 2022, Roy Harvey allegedly asked the co-owner of Cool Kicks to create fake invoices. And the prosecutors alleged that these invoices would make it appear that these shipments were legitimate. legitimate. And this would allow these packages that may have gotten held up in UPS to then be released. So on the off chance, if these sneakers are being transported from the Nike facility to these undisclosed locations, if or when these packages got held up, you would have to provide something that says like you bought these shoes before they would be released. And that's where these fake invoices would come about, basically saying like, hey, I paid Roy Lee, this guy, X amount of money, like he's delivering these shoes to me because I bought them. But in reality, they were all coming from the Nike warehouse illegally and stolen. But this is just a conspiracy. This is not proven fact. I'm just simply telling the story how it is. Also, according to the indictment, Chicago Emporium was allegedly purchasing large quantities of shoes connected to this operation as well. Federal prosecutors allege that Joel DeLuna, I think is the owner of Chicago Emporium, he negotiated with Harvey to receive unreleased Nike products.
Nigga, $500,000? God damn, these niggas was running it up. You paid the nigga $492,000? These niggas was going crazy.
Meanwhile, another Los Angeles retailer, Whorehead Investments, he allegedly also sent nearly $700,000 in wire transfers connecting to this government's investigation. So everybody that I just named were resellers that were allegedly sending money to Roy Harvey to get these shoes so that they could flip them themselves or sell them in their store. And piece by piece, shipment by shipment, and payment by payment, what first looked like a warehouse theft was beginning to look like something that was much, much larger. The prosecutors believed that they had just uncovered an alleged distribution network stretching from the floors of Nike's warehouse in Memphis all the way to some of the biggest sneaker resale businesses in the world. But if these investigators spent years following these shipments and following the labels and following the money,
oh, these niggas got too cocky, bro. They got too arrogant, bro. And then y'all left a paper trail so they could just track everybody right down. Y'all left a paper trail that made it easy to track all you niggas. Damn, you niggas is running a whole business within a business. That's not your business. How the fuck you run a whole business within Nike's compound? And you done created an LLC for this business where we stealing shoes from Nike within while being on Nike's payroll. We're on Nike's payroll, but we done started a whole business stealing from Nike. Oh, man. And y'all done made the spot hot. Y'all doing too many people. Y'all doing it too fast. Y'all doing too many large amounts. And now everybody finna come down. Everybody, all the walls finna crumble, nigga, because y'all being too cocky, man.
What finally caused this whole operation to fall apart? Well, for years, according to the federal investigations, the operation kept working. Shipments continued to leave Memphis, labels continued to change destinations, and businesses continued buying inventory. And remember, all of this was done in secrecy. They were spending a while trying to figure this out and piece this together before they began just raiding and arresting everybody. But from the outside, nothing looked different. Nike was still shipping shoes, UPS was still delivering them, and the resale market was still growing. And when it comes to a resale store, when customers walk in and buy a pair of shoes, they don't know where they came from before the store. Like I said, these are resale stores. They buy them from people and resell them because they're hype shoes. So the customer has no idea of knowing where these were previously before the resale store. And investigators were quietly piecing together things that didn't seem related at first. A shipping label here, a payment there, phone records, wire transfers, delivery addresses. On their own, none of those told the full story. But together, the prosecutors were able to form like a pattern. And then one moment changed everything. In January of 2024, Roy Harvey was arrested in Los Angeles. And this was when the popular sneaker resale warehouse and platform Project Blitz got raided. And for those who don't know, Project Blitz, they're huge. They have a YouTube channel and they've even been on like Pawn Stars. They make videos pretty much showing off some of the rarest sneakers that you can possibly buy in the world. But supposedly, after they gathered this evidence, they arrested him with 28 cartons of stolen Nike products that were connected to this whole conspiracy. And that is why Project Blitz got raided, because somehow, some way, he was delivering shoes to Project Blitz. But the Project Blitz story is an entire video on its own and all the controversy that comes with that. But
hey, this is a cold one. This is where it's finna become snitch palooza. I guarantee this case has been snitch palooza. Just really think about that. If I'm a shoe seller, I got a multi-million-dollar company, and I'm buying them from this black nigga, I may know or may not know that these shoes are stolen. Because how the fuck do this one nigga get all the shoes early, all the time, large amounts? I may or may not know. But I 9 times out of 10, I know. But if the police come, I got a fucking show. That's the one thing I realized about them shoe niggas. They was getting so cocky and big-headed. They had a show on going crazy. They had streams on going crazy. All the rappers pulling up, going crazy. But y'all got stolen shoes inside your warehouse. Y'all buying stolen shoes. Nigga, you want to get the crown for being the #1 shoe sale place in LA, the reseller. Now, all these shoes are missing from the Nike warehouse. Who got the money to buy all these shoes? We're going to look at the top resellers. Because only you niggas would have this type of money to give up $726,000, $497,000. You got to be moving some units to give up that type of money. Now, let's make this all make sense. Now we done cracked the nigga. The head of the snake, we done cracked him. And he finna start singing. He probably looking at this shit like, damn, it was just me and my cousin moving some shoes for these resale niggas. Now, when them feds come down, they start talking them numbers. Now you like, look, what can I do to reduce my time, man? Who do you need? I got you. What do you need? I got you. That's how this shit always go. It always go like that in a dope game and any game where there's this much money being moved around. Everybody start turning rats. So what do you think? It's a domino effect. When he snitch on one of the reseller gonna snitch on somebody else, and he gonna snitch on somebody else. And to move an operation like this, nigga, this ain't just Nike that's in on it. You gotta have the drivers in on it too, nigga. Y'all moving units, nigga. So we gotta have a plug at UPS. We gotta have a plug at FedEx. It's a full-blown operation. So that's what I want to see, if they got somebody from like the deliveries places too. Because that's important. I can't have my shipments get lost in transition. So I got to make sure UPS, all them motherfuckers is in on it with us too. Somebody. I don't know. Let's see.
But this was one of the first moments that investigators could say that they could physically connect redirected shipments to somebody in this operation, and that was Roy Harvey. But this arrest didn't stop the investigation. They went through Harvey's phone, his financial records, and they found connections that led to new leads. Investigators weren't just looking backwards anymore, they were starting to connect the pieces on this whole map. After the mastermind of this whole thing got put away in jail, now the business is still going. That means somebody's still doing this and people are still buying this from Nike. And that's when they realized this whole operation wasn't just centered around one person. It was an entire team. And it was 12 people to be exact.
Damn.
And so the investigators, they kept going. They kept reviewing financial records, they kept interviewing witnesses, and the case kept expanding. And this was when everybody started to get raided. Like I said before, the Project Blitz store got raided, and then the Cool Kick store also got raided while on live stream. This became like a huge viral moment. Like they were selling shoes on a live, the police busted in, and then there's all these clips of them getting arrested. Everybody thought this was because they were selling counterfeit shoes.
That's when they got arrested. I think they was on a Whatnot app and they got arrested. Damn. Yeah, that was a story. They selling fake shoes. So come to find out, it was a way bigger operation going on. Nigga, way bigger operation. And got snitched on. Damn.
And that's not at all the case. As well as there was clips online that showed a house that got raided that was completely full from like top to bottom with Nike shoes. And on top of all this, the Chicago warehouse that was Chicago Emporium also got raided. When all of this was happening, nobody really knew why. Like I said, everybody speculated counterfeit shoes and everybody was slandering Cool Kicks, saying that they sold like fake shoes, and that's not true. As well as Project Blitz, they got bashed everywhere for this, but in reality, they probably just bought a few pairs of shoes that were stolen that they didn't know about. But regardless, all these business reputations got cooked. But in July of this year, a federal grand jury returned a sweeping indictment charging 12 people with offenses including conspiracy, interstate transportation of stolen property, and wire fraud. And of these 12 names that were in this were Roy Harvey Jr., BK from Cool Kicks, the Chicago Emporium guy, Perkins. You guys can look at the list yourself. But for the sneaker community, this was the first time that these allegations were made public. And suddenly, all those raids, all those rumors, and all those unanswered questions, they finally had context just this month. But this story isn't just about Cool Kicks or one warehouse. It's about something much bigger. It's about how an industry built on hype and scarcity created one of the most perfect environments for an operation like this to exist for years.
You know, oh, this finna fuck up the resale game. Hey, this finna fuck them over. This is a blow. This is a blow. Hey, man. Come on, man. Shoes at regular price again, y'all. Retail prices, baby. Make retail prices great again, man. All them fucking hyped up, overcharged ass prices for shoes. Y'all want me to go pay a goddamn deposit, a deposit to a house, a deposit to a car for a pair of shoes? Y'all want me to go put $4,000 down for a pair of shoes that only costed 20 cents to make in China? You know what I'm saying? That's like the goddamn club with them bottles, man. Y'all taking these $35 bottles from Costco and selling them for $1,500 inside the club. Y'all, man, what? They need to do that next. Do that club. Do them clubs next, nigga. Get them motherfuckers out the paint. I see they already started in Houston. They getting them clubs out the paint in Houston, man. Camp is gone, Academy. They getting them clubs out the paint.
But like I said, everything in this video is just alleged, and everybody in this case is innocent until proven guilty. I'm simply just stating what was in these documents. I'll pop it up on the screen right here. Cool Kicks actually made a statement about this and their co-owner and what's going on with them. I'll let you guys read that on your own. But in my opinion, the most surprising part about all this isn't the whole like illegal scheme. It's about what happens to the sneakers. You see, these $2 million worth of shoes, thousands of pairs that were stolen, where did they go? Well, the answer is they went into the resale market. These are authentic Nike shoes, and they were sold to customers that had no idea where they came from. You see, like a stolen car, for example, the car has like a VIN number on it, and so if you get caught with the car, you get arrested, it's whatever. With sneakers, there is almost no way to identify the history or where the shoes came from, other than just like a receipt or a word of mouth type of thing. But platforms like StockX, Go, eBay, and certain resale stores were all selling shoes that were stolen from Nike and they didn't know it, as well as all the stores that were not involved in this scheme that bought the shoes just because they wanted to flip them. Like,
they made the spot hot. This shit made the spot hot than a motherfucker.
For example, if I had 30 pairs of these shoes that were stolen from Nike and I sold them to somebody else and they sold them to somebody else, and like, you get what I'm saying? It's hard to track all these down. So there was plenty of people in this whole scheme that were selling shoes that were stolen that they didn't even know it. And that's what makes this case so much different. It wasn't counterfeit fake shoes. It was real authentic Nike products that were just being circulated everywhere in the United States. And the sneaker community spent months trying to figure out why all these people got raided, and it seems like now we finally have some answers. And that's for you to decide. Once again, I'm just telling a story. I'm not taking sides with anybody. But the answer to this entire mystery was sitting on the box the entire time from the very beginning, and it was just a shipping label. And also one of the most elaborate schemes I think I've ever heard in sneaker history.